Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi out here. It's Monday morning. We're doing a Monday moment, and we're doing a little bit of a in between her birthday and her birthday party a celebration for Monique Lawrence, a super fan, and kind of reminiscing a bit more about Saturday, doing some reacting to game 2 of the finals last night, and just other general stuff. Like, I feel like I want to open a pack of cards today from the NBA store at the NBA restaurant, and maybe we'll do like a little bit of card reaction. So a couple of different things we'll do on the stream today. So thank you for joining me. Sorry for being late this morning. I'm uploading the collaboration between To The Point and this channel for the reaction to game 2 last night. We filmed it last night late, and I had the file this morning when I woke up. I had to upload it to the channel. So y'all check that out after my show today. Yeah, and give a subscription to The Point. Fantastic channel run by King. And it's been real fun doing these reactions with him after the games and talking about them. So yeah, check that out. It's about a 20-minute clip. Lex giving some insight and talking to Brian about game 2, Oklahoma City, evening the series against Indiana, and game 2 in Oklahoma, as they should have. You know, we'll talk about that as much as you guys want to, as far as more in-depth coverage of it and reacting and talking in conversation between the chat and I about the results of finals game 2 last night. So yeah, let's start with Trevor J in the chat first. He's saying, when life gives you 100 reasons to break down and cry, show life that you have 1,000 reasons to smile and laugh. Stay strong. Yeah, it does really seem like the world is disintegrating and dissolving into madness and really crazy stuff at this point. Please, God, watch over Greta and her friends that are on that boat. I've heard that the Israelis have kidnapped them at this point, and they're taking them to Israel at this point. And if they harm them or do anything to them, that's on them and their karma. Seriously. Because, man, this is messed up. All they're trying to do is bring some aid to people that they're starving on purpose, and they're going to come and act like they're criminals and arrest them and take them as hostages to Israel right now. And that's what's going on. That's crazy. One of the guys who stars in Game of Thrones is in that group. Like, one of the actors who was in that series is in that group with Greta. And then we got the things happening in California. And then this idiot is got tanks and stuff getting ready for a parade in Washington, D.C. If I have not seen a dictator in my life, Donald Trump is a dictator, y'all. And anybody who's denying that, you're idiots and you're delusional at this point. This man is a dictator. Obviously, if he's going to call the military on his own people, that is against the Constitution. And he is a fraud. He's a crook. He's a convict. He's a felon. And he's going to get his just desserts when it's all said and done. Watch. Seriously, he will. All right, let's keep going. Trevor J saying, I enjoyed the game. The arena was so loud. My people were talking to me. I can't even hear them. My eyes hurt after seeing all that blue. Well, they came back to this game with a different feel. I think that they heard the criticism. Seriously. Everybody's like, this didn't feel like a finals game. And the NBA was listening, obviously. We saw a couple of new graphics on the game. Trevor, you probably didn't see it because you're in the arena. But they put the Larry O'Brien graphic over the court, like transposed, like they do with ads, just to give it more of a finals feel. Because it was true. The first game was not feeling up to the prestige of the finals. But they probably told the in-game ops, too, that they need to keep the crowd going loud. Maybe the people decided that, you know what, we screwed up and we didn't help SGA and them win because we were like bumps on a log and we didn't bring that energy for game 1. And they came back to game 2, the Thunder crowd, with a better energy. Seriously, because they were not like they were for last night, the first game. And, well, you got to see them being their full loudest. And the blue looked better on the screen. Yes, I agree with that. Jennifer was saying the white looked horrible. The blue looked better yesterday. But, yeah, I mean, I could see where it was loud. They finally sounded like it was the finals. They didn't sound like it in the first game, that's for sure. Adam Silver, listen. And, well, they put that Larry O'Brien transposed over the screen, and the fans got louder and, you know, came correctly this time. Trevor's saying WNBA games yesterday, the winners were Washington beat Connecticut bad, and Minnesota beat the Dallas Wings. Yeah, in our fantasy WNBA fantasy league, we have 2 undefeated teams now after 3 weeks of competition, and that would be the full butt dialer, full ass Kareem Thomas is actually 3-0 in his side in the Western Conference. And myself is the other 3-0 team. Raptors Freak 3-0 this week after beating Fiercy. Meredith won his matchup this week to go to 2-1. Also, we had JP win his matchup in the end this week, and Logical Raptors Fanatic was the 5th winner for week 3. We're starting our 4th week of competition. This week I'll be playing James, so you better be ready, James, because Lex is playing you, man. There is a game today in the WNBA. Golden State Valkyries will visit the Los Angeles Sparks. The crew chief is Jenna Renault. Binia Maru is the referee, and Bianca Burns is the umpire. So there's WNBA update for you guys real quick on what's going on there. Yeah, that wasn't a close game where the Mystics beat the Sun yesterday. No, that was a drubbing. In fact, the Mystics got 104 points, which is a fantastic score in the WNBA. You know, you get over 100 points in a game. You're rolling. You're rolling. That's right. Trevor's saying to watch SGA in person play basketball, amazing, unstoppable player. He has so much moves on the court. Yeah, I was just saying this last night while watching the game. This is so valuable. This finals experience for SGA, Andrew Nebhart, Lou Dort, and Benedict Mathurin, because these guys are leveling up as players, and the benefits of what's happening will be shown on Team Canada. I'm serious, y'all. SGA is already a powerful MVP, a guy who's already one of the best players in the league as far as the top scorer and just one of the most dominant guys. But you don't think this experience and this confidence he'll get if he possibly wins the NBA championship in the next couple of weeks will bolster his confidence in the way he plays? I can already see it with Andrew Nebhart, that Andrew Nebhart is playing at another level, partly because he's in the finals and he's bona fide now. And he's a young player. He's only been in the league a couple of years, but this kind of stuff will push you forward as a professional basketball player in ways you do not totally understand. And the benefits will be shown on the Team Canada team, guys. Think about this, man. All this clutch time that SGA, Andrew Nebhart, Lou Dort, these guys are going to bring this experience to Team Canada. And Team Canada is going to be better for this. Seriously. So this is fantastic. Let's get more swagger in Andrew Nebhart and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because when they've suit up with a maple leaf on their shoulder, they're going to be even more badass. And that's one of the byproducts of what's going on right now that we need to realize. When Team Canada comes back around, we're going to have a benefit of an uptick, because some of our stars on that team, they leveled up in the finals this year. That's right. There you go. Trevor J saying Tyrese struggled so bad last night. I know. You know, this game, and this is what I say on the reaction with To The Point, wasn't about the main stars in a lot of ways. This was about the supporting cast. And both sides had different people kind of stepping up at different times, although Indiana didn't have them like Oklahoma City did. You know, it's really crazy. I thought that both SGA and Tyrese Halliburton were both absent for a lot of the game. Like, even though SGA was picking his spots and he's still getting the line here and there, he was still getting his points. By the end, he had his points. It seemed like a quiet night for Gilgeous-Alexander in the first half. He was missing a lot of shots that he would normally make. And I kept saying to my dad, I was like, I feel like he's a little off tonight. Something's not right. No, it was the Thunder's backup guys that helped. Chet Holmgren carrying early with his goofy ass dribbling. He's so fundamentally bad, honestly, guys. His footwork and his dribble is awful. And the only thing he's got going for him is he's a genetic freak with his weird mutant size and what he does. Otherwise, he's a horrible player, guys. Seriously, I seen him dribble the ball off his ankle last night. I seen him do weird ass moves and stuff like that. Sure, he's a unicorn. Sure, he does certain things that are very impressive. Like the line drive threes were very helpful. But he is so goofy, man. And he's lucky he's on a good team, because if he was on the Hornets, he would suck so bad. He would look so horrible. Seriously. If he was on the Wizards, he'd be a joke, guys. I'm just saying. He's lucky he's on Oklahoma City, because he's kind of a garbage player, honestly. Watching him more closely in these finals, I'm realizing Chet is propped up by his teammates. I'm going to say that right now. In some ways, he is fundamentally a horrible player. I'm just going to say that right now. But yeah, he carried early, and then Caruso came in and he carried for a little while there. He was really dogged. Between him and Dort, they were a menace. Stealing the ball, SGA getting a few steals himself. stealing right out of Tyrese's hands, like whoop, yoink, it's mine. That was going on. And then later on in the game, Aaron Wiggins absolutely brought that game home for the Thunder, making 5 threes out of 5 of 8 shooting and carrying them later. But yeah, SGA showed the stat line at the end. But Halliburton, he was the leading scorer for the Pacers. But you know what? All the points that Halliburton got were all after the game didn't matter. It's like he was absent in the first half, and then he started doing stuff like around the end of the third quarter into the fourth. But that was too late. In some ways, he was showing up and starting to do stuff way too late. And the game was decided by the team that shot better. Both teams shot the same amount of field goals, and Oklahoma City shot just a little bit better and got 10 more points at the free throw line. And that's the difference in the game. The Pacers just didn't have it. Obi Toppin, horrible, 1 of 8. Siakam had a little bit of an off night. He was carrying by getting to the line and shooting some free throws. He had some really nice moves early in the game where Siakam looked like water going through the cracks, busting open that Thunder defense. But, this is exactly right. They said it during the broadcast. The Pacers needed to get paint touches. They needed to get inside. They needed penetration, and they were lacking that. And that was the thing that was so successful for Oklahoma City is they stopped them from getting inside, specifically Tyrese. And then, in the second half, Rick Carlisle very concernedly gave the ball to Siakam right away at the beginning of the second half. And he started to try and break down the defense to get inside and get some penetration. But that was a huge thing that the Thunder took away from the Pacers was the drive and kick, was the ability to go into the paint and draw the defense and then kick it out for an open three. That really worked successfully. Another thing that happened last night that's really bad for the Pacers is the Thunder went big finally. They played both Chet and Isaiah at the same time, and it was devastating to the Pacers. In some ways, that height advantage is going to really hurt the Pacers. They got to watch out. I think that Rick Carlisle is going to have to make an adjustment where if they're going to play big boys, he's going to have to outrun them with small ball and really kill them in ways that hurts them for doing that. Because if they can successfully play the 2 big lineup, the Thunder could roll right through the Pacers for the rest of the series. They could bust the series open, so to speak. So it's a very dangerous time for the Pacers right now. They need to recalibrate and try to figure out what they're going to do if they play Chet and Isaiah next to each other again. Because when that happened, that looked bad for them. And, Miles Turner's yeoman's work, did amazing job, like really all over the place. He was really, really playing well last night, in my opinion. And, but Thomas Bryant, Obi Toppin, Pascal Siakam, you guys are going to have to be ready because they may throw that lineup out there again, Oklahoma City. And y'all had problems with it. It was a real problem. And if they're going to do this, you guys are going to have to adjust and figure it out, Rick Carlisle. It's crazy, man. But yeah, Tyrese, you showed up too late. And maybe that was part of the game plan the Thunder put in there to stymie you from being able to get other people involved because you were not involved at all in the beginning of the game for the first half of the game. Not at all. Halliburton really, in some ways, it's his fault. The Pacers could not be close enough to win at the end of the game because he didn't carry at all during the game. He showed up way too late when it didn't matter. Kaz is saying, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Trucker Kaz. 10-4, good buddy. It's Monday morning. That's right. Let's get to this great new week we have right now. Let's do straight goods on Canadian goods real quick, we're doing these reactions after the games, and I stay up late. It's been uploaded. It's about 18-minute clip from the reaction from last night. Some of the stuff I've said already on here, I say on that clip. But yeah, hot and fresh. That's what we like, right? And well, hot and fresh pizza. How about Pizza Nova? The Pizza Nova. The Pizza Nova. Yeah, headquartered in Scarborough, Pizza Nova has been around since 1963. It was founded by Sam Premucci, and it's now run by Dominic Premucci, who you might hear in the ads on radio. Yeah, of course, Pizza Nova is one of these Canadian chains that has been around a bit. They have over 150 stores in Canada. And yeah, these guys are straight from Italy, and they really do take these pizzas seriously. Pizza Nova is famous because it was on an episode of the Canadian version of Undercover Boss, where they came in and the boss acted like he was a pizza maker, a lowly pizza maker. And he went undercover to see what was going on. That's always fun. Undercover Boss was an interesting show. But yeah, y'all get that hot and fresh pizza from Pizza Nova, because that is a Canadian company, and we want the straight goods on Canadian goods. Pizza, Penzarati, sandwiches, and chicken wings. Get them from the Pizza Nova. Yeah, I don't know the lyrics, so I'm just gonna go the Pizza Nova. Yeah, because we know that that's on the radio commercial, the way it goes like that. So straight goods on Canadian goods. Support your Canadian industries and businesses. Pizza Nova, baby. Let's go. The Pizza Nova. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Pizza Nova. Excuse me. All right, let's keep going with the chat today and see what we got to talk about also on the tabs here. Yeah, let's do Instagram stories. Why not? Here we go. We'll start with Savannah Hamilton. She's in a nice, beautiful mirror, and she's a thirst trap, and she's saying, "Oh, hey. Oh, hey." Yeah. Oh, hey, Savannah. Leo Routens' words of wisdom this morning. Don't wait for things to get better. Life will always be complicated. Learn to be happy right now. Otherwise, you'll run out of time. There you go. It's true. Like, whether it's you want to do something and you don't feel like it's the right time, just do it. It's never going to be the right time. And listen, happiness is in the present. You can't have happiness on layaway. You can't have happiness taken away from you and you never have it again. You need to have it in the now, in the present, because the now is all there is that is true and real. The future is not a real thing. The past isn't real anymore. So just stay present and understand happiness is in the present moment now. And if you can figure out what I'm saying, it doesn't sound like some sort of weird, what are you saying, bro? You will understand and be very wise. So yeah, happiness is in the now. Find it in the now, because there's nothing else that matters otherwise. Lloyd is happy, celebrating the Oklahoma City win last night. They got 3 more to go before they're champions. We'll have to see what happens. Jamal Shed putting in that work at Texas State. He's handling that business down at Texas State with the youngsters. Looks like he's running camp down there. That's like, that man came from rookie to head coach of Texas State, like in 1 year. That's crazy, man. Andrew Jones has got Ava running miles. His young daughter, Ava, is in training. Every summer, we have some sort of kids getting in training. Gary Trent's brothers, Thad Young's sons, now Kyle Lowry's sons, and Ava Jones, Drew Jones's daughter, is working that work this summer. That's right. Good work today, girls. That's right. Ava be hooping. That's right. Putting up them shots, working on those crossovers, getting that game on, because she's going to be playing in the WNBA one day. Watch. I'll bet you. She will. Oh, and wait, she's out on the skates too. And look, Drew Jones, shots fired on Scotty, saying, your boy Scotty ain't got nothing on Ava be hooping, because she's out there riding the roller skates, not shaky. And Andrew Jones trying to say this girl might be a better roller skater than you, Scotty Barnes. Well, then. Maybe we'll have a skate-a-thon. There's Ava still putting up the hoops. She's working hard on her game. There we go. We got Shamshay on the Instagram stories this morning. He's speaking French and talking about Ronaldo. He's like something about Maurice, je te donne moi ma femme même pour tu moi le père tu connais le ballon. So something about he's your daddy, I think is what it's saying right there. Yeah. So yeah, he's your daddy. Ronaldo is basically what Shamshay is saying. Yeah, he's got the UEFA Nations League on blast. So it's really soccer time here for Aldrich Shamshay, Cristiano Ronaldo. That's right. Lindsey Dunn is in Nashville. She went down there for a Brooks and Dunn concert or something like that. And well, her hair is all crazy because the humidity in Tennessee is off the charts. And she's got humidity hair and she don't care. And she looks like one of these girls that be waiting backstage at a Poison concert around 1986. That's what she looks like right now. She looks like Unskinny Bop. That's what's going on here. Lindsay, if you watch me and you heard my references, I know I'm old and you may not get them being a young lady, but go check out Unskinny Bop, 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 Bop. Toronto Tempo putting Shattuck Jack on blast behind the scenes. The poet laureate getting all kinds of pub from Toronto Tempo in the last weekend. That's fantastic. There's the photo montage from this weekend on Saturday at Superfan Mo's birthday party. Fantastic stuff. There's even a picture from last year on there. I see. There we go. There's a picture from last year, and there's a picture from this year. And yeah, good to see Neil and Deborah at the event. So awesome to see the RFF in effect. And also great to see Patrick and meet Patrick there too at the Monique's birthday party Saturday. That was awesome. Slim Duck has got a lot of stories. Let me talk about this real quick. We kind of touched on this yesterday. First of all, he's got a picture of him in the 25 Lupe Fiasco playing. Yeah, he's a Superman. Listen, Chris, we want you in Toronto, man. I don't know what's going to happen. It's confusing, but we want you in Toronto. I know that. We're going to figure this out. He's got, remember this, grow. G, get, R, rid, O, of, old, ways. And that's what grow is to Chris Boucher. Get rid of old ways. And this, he's celebrating Men's Health Month. He's saying June is Men's Health Month, sending love to men who are struggling mentally, suffer with suicidal thoughts, are scared to speak up, are in therapy, are feeling alone, and feel dismissed by society. You know, I feel like Chris has been going through some stuff, with what I heard this weekend about him in childcare and trying to take care of his kid. It makes more sense in some ways because he posted something a couple weeks ago about having to juggle his career, his child, and all kinds of things all at once. And the comedian dropped the ball and like, oh no, my child. And like in some ways, if Chris is being a daddy right now, we're a full-time daddy, where he's got to watch his kid, it's kind of taking different chunks of his time away from him. And it could very well be that it's very strenuous on him. And he may be feeling it a little bit. Of course, DeMar DeRozan, very outspoken about men's mental health. And Chris is the same, obviously, with putting on blast that June is Men's Health Month. And yeah, the mental health matters. It really does. I hope Chris is doing okay. I really do. He's saying this also. There are times in your life when you realize that no matter what you do for some people, it will never be good enough. The question is that your problem or theirs? Yeah, this is really like strong overtures about things. And, I don't know if this is about the baby mama, the woman that he has a child with, because that could be about her. Seriously? Doesn't matter what you do for some people. It doesn't matter. It won't be good enough. Or is he talking about the Raptors? I hope he's talking about the baby mama, honestly, even though that's probably tragic and not a good thing in his life. I hope it's not about the Raptors. I hope it's not that Instagram story. He's also saying the Jadakiss moment during the LOX, the Locks and Dipset versus will always be one of the best hip hop moments ever. This is Kiss. I'm outside. Okay, so it's like a little rap battle. That's a highlight there. And then also he's listening to Caillou's song, and he's got his child, and he's dancing around this morning. This is about an hour ago. And they're listening to Caillou, that little ball kid that is kind of annoying, man. But yeah, Chris has got that song on blast with his child, and he's dancing around with his child. So I'm telling you, man, he's dad. He's being in dad mode, and that may have affected his playing time this year, guys, which is what it seems. And let's see what else. He's got that on repeat, the Lupe, because he loves that song. Matt Devlin was out and talking to the fans at some event. He was at Bay Street Hoops Kids Sport Ontario, and he was talking to the kids about yesterday. And he was also at King Tap. So Matt Devlin, very busy in the offseason, doing his thing as the Raptors play-by-play announcer. He's a in-demand guy. There you go. There's your Instagram stories for today. Yeah, we got Chris Boucher doing childcare, and hopefully that's not going to affect his Raptors future. Let's get a nanny, Chris. And Bobby, sign him, man. Come on, sign Chris back next year. If we ain't getting Kyrie, I want Chris back. That's what I'm going to say right now. We ain't getting Kyrie Irving. I want Chris back. Seriously, get Chris back. We're going to try and win next year. We're going to need that offensive rebounding that he's got. That's right. That's right. Let's go look at Raptors Reddit. We're kind of moving fast but through the chat today. Let's see. Raptors Reddit. Yeah, that's stupid. The Toronto Raptors are interested in elite shooter LJ Cryer ahead of the draft. Who's saying that? Oh, Aaron Rose said that? Okay, I'll believe it when I see it. And somebody's saying, I just found out the Raptors have an official NBA 2K team logo, and their logo is a chevron. Yeah, that's what their 2K team is. Yeah, it's Raptors Uprising, GC. You don't know about Raptors Uprising? Raptors Reddit? What are you doing, man? Let's see. There's a poll here. If Malawatch isn't available at 9, would you want the Raptors to trade the pick or select the player? I'd say select the player, and it should be Asa Newell. trade down and get multiple picks, or trade the pick for major player upgrade this line with their team's core? No, we just want to select the player at 9 and stop goofing around, y'all. Most people have said what I just said, but no, I don't want a Senge or Kasparas. I want Newell. That's who I want right there. Yeah. Let's see what else. Somebody's saying this, that like somebody's putting out this rumor that the Raptors might control the NBA's offseason if the recent rumors are true. Like, this is one of those things where, Kevin Durant was controlling the offseason a couple seasons ago because he wanted to make a decision and everybody's waiting for him. Well, this fan's trying to say that the Raptors have the keys to the car as far as the NBA offseason, and that people are going to be waiting for us to do something to see what happens. I don't know if this is true. This seems kind of stupid, actually. Why would we have the keys to the car? I think that we may just like not get in the car at all this summer and just let it park in the driveway, and we'll drive it in the regular season. I don't know. It's kind of goofy, man. Somebody's saying, who would you rather have, the 39th pick or Mark Williams? I think I want the 39th pick. Mark Williams? What? Isn't he washed in some ways? No, somebody's saying they want Mark Williams. I don't know about that. The 39th pick could be better than Mark Williams in the end. Trust me. Yeah, there's so much dumb stuff on Raptors Reddit right now. That there is a jersey leak that's very interesting, guys. And this is something I talked about at Monique's party on Saturday with Neil. We're talking about what jerseys we prefer for the Raptors. And some of the people at the table were all about bringing purple back in the rebranding. But I was saying this, we don't need to bring purple back to bring the dinosaur back. We could just bring the dinosaur jerseys back in red and black. And well, there's a jersey that's up on Reddit right now that's saying it's the 2025-2026 City Edition jersey for the Raptors. And it's a black jersey with red trim with the Raptors original logo on it. It looks badass, honestly. I like it. It's got the Raptor on there. It's still black and red, which is my colors for the Raptors. And in fact, the Raptor is wearing the earned, not given jersey that we won the championship in, that red and white jersey. It's fire, guys, honestly. So if this is going to truly be our City Edition jersey this year, I'm all about it, because I love the old jerseys too. Don't get me wrong. But if we could do them in our current colors, that would be a nice update in a way for the rebrand. Could that be the middle ground, y'all? We don't necessarily go full into purple, but we bring the dinosaur back heavy, but it's in red and black. I love that jersey. It looks really good. That City Edition jersey, if that is our City Edition jersey, I'll be very happy this year, guys. I'll be very, very, very happy. All right, that's your Raptors Reddit reactions for today. This is goofy, man. Just goofy stuff, bro. Very, 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 very goofy. All right, let's see, you guys, what's going on with y'all in the chat. Nobody's here. Nobody wants to talk today. Y'all are just watching today. It's cool. All right, so I'm going to do a Wild Card Wednesday today in honor of Mo's birthday. I've got a card pack from the NBA store at the NBA restaurant, and I'm going to open it live right now on the air, and we're going to see who I get. I hope I get a Raptor, honestly. I want to get a Raptor. I really do want to get a Raptor. So if I get one Raptor, it would be awesome. I'll be very, very happy. So let's see what we get in this card pack. All right, let's start with the top card. I got Jonathan Kuminga. Not necessarily a card that I'm that thrilled about getting. It's a kind of handsome card. Donruss. I don't think I have any Donruss cards. But yeah, Kuminga, he's coming back. He's not totally a bust. He was a pretty bad player when he first started, but he's gotten better in the recent years with his offense on the Warriors. All right, let's see who we got next. Oh, this is great. I love this. Here's our Canadian Ben Mathurin. On this card, Indiana's Ben Mathurin in the finals right now. There we go. Benedict, of course, great Canadian. I like this Pacers card. This is a good card. I like this one. Yeah, if you were at the event on Saturday, you could have gone through the box and get some of these cards from me. I think that Patrick cleaned up. Oh, my gosh. He had a stack like this big. And one of the ladies from Giants of Africa got the Sam Mitchell card, and Shaquille O'Neal. And yeah, Jennifer took a couple cards. Everybody was getting a few cards here and there. I think that Blackhawk picked up an SGA while he was at the event on Saturday. He picked up SGA. That's right. Here we go. What's that? Darius Garland, not in the finals. Sorry, bro. You didn't make the finals, my guy. But yeah, Darius Garland, it's not that impressive to me. Oh, okay. Here's somebody who's in the finals. And look at this card. This is a beautiful card. I love this card. This is a special card. It's all shiny and green. And it's our guy Siakam. Oh, man, I want to keep this one, guys. I have to keep this one because it's our guy Siakam, and I love the man. And it's a special card. I don't even really have a Siakam card. I think this is be the first Siakam card I've ever had in my life, not to lie. So I'm going to keep that one, guys. That's not going in the classic card box. Okay, here's a rookie card for the rookie for the Sixers, Adam Bona. He was actually a really good defensive player. But yeah, they were a shit team this year. So here we go. Here's one. Who wants this guy on their team right now? There you go. There's the Durant card for this year. You know, who wants this guy on their team? Who's going to get this guy on their team this year? Not us, I hope. Let's see. Here's Patrick Williams of Florida State, friends with Scotty, Chicago Bull. Yeah, he's not a bad player. And then the last card today is Jaden Ivey of Detroit. Of course, he got hurt for most of the season, but I love it, man. I got a special Pascal card. It's like different than the other ones. It's shiny. Look at it. Look at how effervescent Pascal is. I feel like that's the way he's been playing lately, effervescently. Oh, he's got a lot of energy behind him. Oh, that's right. Spicy P. Let's go. P skills and do it. All right, there's some Wild Card Wednesday impromptu just for fun. Seeing the cards that I got in the pack. You guys can have any of them except for Pascal. That's the one I want to keep for myself. Oh, he's Pascal. I'm going to put him up here so we can see him on there in the corner right there. That's right. Siakam. Let's go. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. No chat, though. Interesting. I guess I ain't got no chatters in here today. There is a birthdays today, guys. Happy birthday to Sebastian Telfair, who is turning 40 years old today. Happy 40th birthday to Sebastian. And also, it's Peja's birthday, guys. One time, Raptor, Peja Stojakovic. Yeah, Peja. Predrag Stojakovic. He is turning 47 today. 47 years old today. The Serb, I think he's Serbian. He's Serbian or Croat. He's one of the two. Peja Stojakovic. I think he's Serbian. So yeah, the former great Sacramento King and a one-time Toronto Raptor. It's his birthday. Yeah, so there's your birthdays today. Peja and Sebastian are the birthdays for today. Let's see what else I got going on. And my tabs are going straight off the tabs today, guys. I guess we could do the classic card. Is somebody going to answer me if I do it? Somebody needs to answer me just so we know that somebody will see it. All right, let me see. Let me get the classic card. Yeah, I'm going to move through this. I might have an hour stream today. All right, in this case, I might do this real quick. Yeah, let's do this, guys. This is a little bit tough. All right, let's see. There's going to be a lot of points for today. So basically what we're going to do today is we're doing another team card. Oh, I got a call coming. Let's see. It's not for. Oh, wait. Caller, are you on the air? Hello.
There's a bunch of people in the chat. I don't know if you can see the comments or not, but we're filling it up here.
Oh, really? This is Seymour, right?
Yeah, it's Seymour Pape. We're filling up the chat.
That's weird. Okay, so I can't see any of the comments. It may be because I refreshed the stream before. That's interesting, Seymour. I'm glad you called. Oh, wow, there it is. All right, I just refreshed it, and now I can see it. Okay. I appreciate it, man.
The show, we're watching.
All right, Seymour, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling, man. All right, so cool. The sheriff has let me know, and I have refreshed it, and I found the chat. So there is chat here, guys. Fantastic. All right, fantastic. All right, let's start here. Naco the Nacho. Wait, no, that the comment I'm on is Trevor here. He's saying, so why don't y'all forget today that Masai will be on Kelly Clarkson's show? So he's in LA. Okay, Masai's gonna be on Kelly Clarkson today. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Right on, man. I want to watch that too. Nako's here. Good to see Gerald. Those Larry O'Brien graphics were awful. Both games were cool. First game was more dramatic. First game was more dramatic, but I feel like the crowd was more up for the second game. And it did help the Thunder close the game out and win. So, yeah, I really appreciate Seymour calling me just now, man. I wouldn't have fixed that if I didn't know. I was like, man, nobody's commenting right now, but there's a ton of comments I see now. Yeah, I'm just glad, they needed to do that, even if they looked obnoxious, Gerald, because there was certain level of not feeling like the finals all of a sudden in this playoff series to start. When they go to Indiana, it's going to feel like the finals. Trust me. They know what it's like. I think it's just that Oklahoma City is just a market that doesn't really understand the high levels of the NBA at this point. I mean, they got there kind of with Westbrook and them, 10 years ago or something like that, but it's been a while. So in some ways, they need to get up off their ass and like cheer a little bit better. And they did. They did way better last night. Reggie's here. Good to see Smooth Brown Man. We all know how resilient this Pacers team is, though. They will respond. Yeah. I think, listen, when I'm making my prediction for the first game in Indiana, it's going to be close. And to me, honestly, what's going to happen is the team that has the more clutch things happen right at the end will win. And, you know, Indiana's clutch factor is off the charts. So they definitely have a chance, especially at home with their friendly crowd. Hopefully they'll shoot better. But it will come down to, is it going to be SGA or is it going to be Halliburton, who's going to be more clutch at the end of the game, carrying their team to the victory at the end of game 3? And this is very important because Indiana still has the advantage in this series because they stole home court advantage in the first game. So I could see this game being very, very close. It's going to come down to who hits the shots at the clutch time at the end. And I think this is going to be a high drama game, game 3. I think that this game will be decided within 5 points of the two teams. Yeah, I think it's going to be very, very close. And I could see Indiana winning it for sure. Nako saying Thunder probably going to win in 6. Pacers can win if they're on the best behavior. Yeah, they got to really tighten up. And honestly, they cannot rely solely on the three-point shot. They really do have to get paint touches. That is what we learned from the game last night. They really, really do. Trevor's saying, people say Team Canada is going to be the next top FIBA team to win the gold medal and take over. I mean, SGA is leading like that right now. Yeah. I mean, he's so good, man. And Trevor, you got to see him in person yesterday. And you're like that, even from where you were sitting in the arena, you can see how he works and how he moves. And you're just like, yeah, he's awesome. And he was so well-spoken after the game too. He's really smart. You know, they get one win. He's sounds like he would sound after the game they lost the other day too. He's not too thrilled or anything. He's not too down or up. He's neutral. And that's the best way to be. That's very wise and smart. And he said the same thing about winning and losing. It's like, you know what? I just want to take what I learned from this and get better, come back next time. And man, he's so smart, and he really is a face of this league. Adam Silver, you cannot deny Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is very marketable, and he's very well spoken, and he's a safe face of the league. I'm just saying this. The kid is fantastic on the mic, and he's a great role model. So just do it. Seriously, stop being weird and just let a Canadian be the face of the league. Seriously. Wayne's here. Good to see Wayne. Morning, Raptor Freaks. These games are missing one component. One's dominant in basketball games. No dunking of consequence. The 3 or 4 extra tall players in the finals aren't really dunkers. Yeah. I mean, there was kind of a move where Halliburton got loose and he got to dunk one at one point where he got the basket. I mean, that's kind of a testament to the tough defense that both teams are putting on. No easy layups, no easy dunks. And I mean, that's not a big deal. Once again, that's sizzle stuff. That's not totally steak. You know that, Wayne. And, you know, dunks are not necessary when it comes to high-level basketball. In fact, dunks should not be involved in high-level basketball because if there are dunks, that means there's a very, very serious defensive breakdown that allowed somebody to get so free to get to the basket without getting touched. So that to me is more of a symbol that this is a very competitive series and that, you know, you're no easy layups. That's what it is right there. No easy layups, man. Smooth saying Miles Turner resigning with the Pacers per Shams. First time Pacers will be in the luxury tax. Yeah, well, this is the thing. They weren't going to spend into it unless they were a top team. And, well, they're a top team because they're in the finals right now. And this is the thing. If the Pacers don't win the championship, the Thunder do they blow up their team? They got the finals? No. They need to invest in Miles Turner. And if they're in this kind of level of the league, they don't mind spending into the luxury tax for like one of the first times ever in their franchise history. And well, Miles Turner would be crazy to go all the way to the finals finally after 10 years of toiling on the Pacers, turned around and left them this summer. That would be so weird, man. It's like he finally got there after building up to it and he doesn't want to stick around and see it through. He goes somewhere else. Yeah. To me, it doesn't make any sense him playing for anybody else other than the Pacers next year. It doesn't make any sense. The other teams may want to try and get him and may try and throw money, but he may be like, you know what? No, I didn't do this for so long. I'll take less money to stay in Indy because this is where I've always been. Yeah, Fiercey's here. Good to see MJ. Good morning, fam, and happy Monday. Missed the beginning of the stream, but from the thumbnail picture, it looked like a lot of fun. Happy birthday again, Mo. Her birthday is officially tomorrow, guys. It was her birthday. We just had it a little early. So yeah, just so y'all know, her birthday is actually tomorrow. And we'll say happy birthday to her on her birthday tomorrow too. So you didn't miss it. It'll be great. We can have a birthday party for her to over the whole week. Why not? Let's do it. Smooth saying deal becomes official once the free agent signing period begins. So yeah, there's no messing around. There's no question marks. Miles Turner is going to continue to be a Pacer after this playoff run. It doesn't matter if they win or not. They're going to do it. That's right. Trevor's saying California governor says he's going to sue Donald Trump today for calling the military in his state. And he should. He should, very much should. These guys pick and choose when they want to make certain rules important. States' rights is something that's been utilized by a certain political party, Donald Trump, in ways that it's like benefits whatever he wants. Why is the states' rights to say, no, we don't want you to send the military in like a dictator, like you just did? Because the governor should have the right to declare this. Then the city officials in LA are saying the same thing. No, this is an act of war on his own people, what's going on right now. And the fact that he's so willing to use the military on people shows you he's a sadist, a dictator. He's not for the people, y'all. He's really a gross person. And you know what? People need to continue to resist him and fight him. If you just start kissing his ass because you're so worried about him dominating, you're a bootlicker. You're somebody who's an ass kisser, a wimp, and a pansy because you're scared. No, we need to be strong and brave and stand up towards tyranny against fuckface Donald Trump because he is awful. He's one of the worst people in the world. And honestly, the worst people in the world are making big moves right now in the worst ways, whether it's Doug Ford, Danielle Smith, Benjamin Netanyahu, or Donald Trump. They're all evil fuckfaces that need to be stopped, and they're going to deserve what they get in the end. So, yeah, I don't really want to talk about this, Trevor. I'm getting very angry about this right now in my personal life. And in some ways, I want to keep it on basketball because, this is a very serious thing that's happening in the United States. And they're this close to becoming like communist China right now. They're this close to becoming Putin's fucking Russia with their bullshit that they're doing right now. Donald Trump wants to have a military parade in his honor like he is Kim Jong-il. And that if he starts mirroring all the really bad dictators of the world, well, he's a dictator, y'all. He's straight up a dictator. Now he's threatening Elon, saying if you back any Democratic candidates, it'll be really bad for you. That sounds like that's not freedom. That sounds like that is a dictator trying to want to be king. And the United States people, they fought against King George. Well, they got to fight against King Donald. Want to be King Donald. Seriously. Fiercely saying, my daughter was confirming, so busy and special day for us. Happy Oklahoma City won. Oh, that's nice. So your daughter had a confirmation. And you were very busy this week, and that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Smooth saying Miles Turner's deal is exceeding $20 million per year. That's good. They're gonna reward him. I mean, I know that maybe like Richard Jefferson said on the broadcast last night, pay the man, Indiana. And well, it sounds like they are. Sounds like they are. Smooth saying Pacers have to thank Pascal for that. Their prize big man resigning. Yeah, I think that the Pacers can thank Pascal for a lot of things right now. A lot of things. Good old Pascal has brought success to Indiana. That's for sure. Infamous saying, salute, freaks. Happy belated birthday to the #1 Raptors fan. Yeah, her birthday's tomorrow, but we had the party on Saturday, and we're talking about it today. Yeah, it was just a fantastic time. I always enjoy being around Neil. Blackhawk's hilarious. When we're sitting together and we're talking, it's different than being on the stream. You can pal around, make jokes. And, it's just fun to talk basketball with very passionate basketball fans, Raptor fans like Neil and Patrick and Jennifer and, Adriana and everybody who's at the party, Monique. It's just fun, man. It's so fun to be around the RFF in person. I hope most of y'all can come next time. Seriously. Kuminga would have been a nice addition to the Raptors, I believe. He just needs a change of scenery. Yeah, I don't know. In some ways, once the guys kind of had some red flags on them, I don't really clear them totally. Like there's some sort of attitude problem he had in the beginning that was a real problem, but he kind of cleaned it up, maybe matured a little bit. I don't know. I feel like we've got players that kind of do the stuff he would do for us, and he's not necessary. He's not necessary. I don't know if I want him. In some ways, you get patched with a certain like label. It haunts you, even if you got over it and past it, In some ways, it can haunt you. And I don't know if I want to take a risk on him. Seriously. Free Pods and Kuminga? You want them to free them? I mean, I think Pods is happy in Golden State, and I think Kuminga's got come around at this point. I don't know. Those are the two best young players, honestly. So I don't know. Fiercely saying Siakam in the Pacers jersey. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Kevin Durant thought it was a classic card. No, this isn't classic card yet. That was just a card pack opening that I just did for that. Seymour saying Chet will have a better career than Wembanyama. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I think that San Antonio is more likely to win a champ. Well, actually, Oklahoma City is about to win a championship, but I think San Antonio is more likely to win more championships over time. And Chet may get his first one this year, but there's no guarantees he can get more of them later. Nah, he's a fraud to me, man. I watched him up close last night, Seymour, and that dude is really fundamentally bad. Like, he is awkward. He dribbles the ball off himself. And you know what? Another thing he did last night that I was like, yeah, that wasn't necessary. He's too flashy when he doesn't have to be. Like, he screwed up and got a turnover just because he wanted to be extra and with an extra dribble or something like that. Yeah, I can't respect that. I'm sorry. You have to tighten up your game if you want to get true respect from the Raptor freak. And honestly, Chet's game is too wild still. And in some ways, he's not a good player. Seriously, the only thing that put him in the league is his stature and his body frame. In a lot of ways, the way he plays is not right. I'm just going to say that. I'm a hater. I am a hater. And yeah, I ain't going to agree with you on this, man. Stargate saying, let's go Raptors. There you go. I like that. That's the right way to be. That's right. Fiercely saying, Lex doesn't see the comments. I do now. I finally found out what was wrong. And I appreciate Seymour for calling me and letting me know what was up, because it's like, why did this happen? I didn't know what was going on. Smooth saying he made one appearance for the Raps. Peja. He didn't just play one game for us. He played a half season or something like that, or almost a full season. He was okay. He had a couple of games where he played really well for us. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Either way, he's a Raptor. It's his birthday, and we got to say happy birthday to him, even if he was barely a Raptor. And he's much more well-known for being a king, for sure. Much more well-known. Thank you, Seymour. Thank you for sure. Yeah, I'm going to give a dunk to Seymour for calling me and let me know. I was like, that's Alberta. I wonder who that is. I was like, I hope it's Seymour, if it's going to be somebody from Alberta. 75 on the dunk charts, man. You got 25 dunks for the season. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Yeah, there you go. Eye candy. There you go. Smooth saying Peja was traded to Dallas, right? I believe that's right. You want me to go to Basketball Reference and we'll look at the career of Stojakovic real quick? Let's see. Happy birthday, Peja. Yeah, he was on the Raptors right at the end, man. He played 2 games for us. That's it. You're right. He was only played 2 games for us. That is it. I can't believe he only played 2 games for us. And he averaged 10 per 2 games. So he got 20 points in a Raptors jersey. And then he got traded to Dallas afterwards. Yeah. And then he retired right after that. So that was his last year in the league when he was on the Raptors. He was not in the league much longer after that. He went to Dallas and he played 25 games and he was out after that, guys. So that's on the Basketball Reference page for Peja. Good call, man. He only played for 2 games. Let's see. Stargate saying, I saw somewhere someone was saying Kuminga is like McGrady when he was with the Raptors and that he will be a star if he goes to another team and be the number 1 option, as the kids say nowadays. I call cap. Yeah, I call cap on that too. I really do. I mean, first of all, I would say that if he has that like that, then Golden State's going to keep him and he's not going to go anywhere because they're like that. They'll keep people for that kind of thing. And, you know, he's not Wiseman. He's not a total bust, obviously. Yeah, I don't see this. You think he's going to go somewhere else and all of a sudden he's going to be like McGrady? You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I agree. Cap. Kaz is saying, if that's the City Edition jersey, I'm buying one for sure. Refresh the chat, Lex, and we're here. All right, I found it. Yeah, that jersey on Reddit, the one I'm talking about, that black and red dinosaur jersey is nice. It's kind of been around the last couple of years as some people have made it just as a fan art and said, oh, what if we made the old dinosaur jersey but in black and red? So I like it. I want them to do this, seriously. In some ways, I'm not about integrating purple as being a regular color again. It's special for vintage years, like 30th anniversary, for when we're going to go into the time machine and look back. Purple is a good color for that. But we're looking forward. The colors going forward should still say the ones we're using right now. Because as I said, once again, we have had our most successful times for our franchise wearing black and red. And that's why that color scheme is my favorite, because I like winning percentage. I like winning percentage. That's right. That's right. Blackhawks here. Good to see Neil. Boring but expected win last night. Yeah. I mean, the threat of the Pacers coming back is makes the game interesting up until maybe about the 5 or 6 minute mark in the fourth, when they emptied the benches, because it was kind of out of reach at that point. But the threat of the Pacers being able to come back makes it entertaining enough to be like, well, can they do it again? Can they do it again? Oh, they can't do it again. Halliburton waited too long to get up off his ass. Is kind of what happened right there. Yeah. Wayne saying, well, you nailed it, Lex. My comment about dunking was exactly that. It's high level basketball, which without much fizzle, but a high level of athleticism, especially by SGA and Siakam. Good basketball wins. Yeah, and like Mike Breen said on the broadcast, it's like, look, this may not be the most biggest attractive matchup for big markets, but if you like ethical basketball, team basketball, teams that play well, this is a great finals for you. It's a fantastic finals for you. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's fake and it's a distraction. What is the fake and the distraction? I wonder what that was, man. Trevor's saying, oh, you think that the jersey's a fake and it's a distraction? Man, I don't know. I hope not. I hope that's real. Trevor's saying Kelly Clarkson's show is at 1 p.m. on NBC. I don't know what channel in Canada TV. Y'all see it, Masai's interview. Well, even if we don't catch it live, I'll bet you we'll be able to find it online on YouTube or something like that. Somewhere posted at some point. Or maybe somebody on Reddit will post it or something. But yeah, maybe I will try and catch Masai live on Kelly Clarkson today. 1 p.m. That's right. Smooth saying, isn't Kuminga redundant on this roster? Yes. That's what I was trying to say earlier, is we don't need him on our team. We got guys that do what he does on our team already. Yeah. Kuminga probably a little redundant. Yeah, a little redundant. Very redundant. Yeah, very redundant. Blackhawks saying, I was hoping Stargate, Kareem, Wayne, and Cool Cat would show up. Yeah, I was hoping that some of them would show up too. I mean, it is what it is. People are busy. They got lives and we got things going on. But I'm really happy that you came and Deborah came. It was really nice to meet Deborah. And, it was a good turnout. We had a really good time. Mo was smiling and having a blast. And that's what matters. That Monique felt love and appreciation from everybody at the party. And that's exactly what happened. And you know what? It seemed like it was over. It was so quick because all of a sudden Mo was gone. And I was like, whoa, she's gone. And and we were done about 9 p.m. But yeah, it was a fantastic time. And I enjoyed my food. And, the service at NBA restaurants top notch. And it was just a nice time in general. She got some really cool stuff. She really did. That bag that she got from the Giants of Africa girls, that bag looked like it was so expensive. It was a little Raptors backpack, but it looked like it was made by like Tiffany's or Chanel or some huge high end label. So it's like, wow, that little backpack looks so cute. What she got from the Giants of Africa ladies. Yeah, it's very, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, man. Man, oh man. Yeah, Stargate saying, I agree, it's smooth. Sorry, Blackhawk. It's all good, man. You guys will get more opportunities when we do more of these events. Please jump on them if you can. That's why I give a nice lead up to them so you guys can try and plan around them if you can. And like I said, if you're an out-of-town Raptor freak and you're going to come to Toronto for any reason, like if Trevor's jumping the border to come back up here, we want to know, because we want to organize an event to meet up. And that goes for Fiercey. If Isaac's coming back to Toronto again, yes, we want to know, because we will all get together and hang out like we have in the past when out of town RFF comes to Toronto. So we will make an event for you if you're coming. Just give me a lot of lead time and then I can make it happen. That's how it works. That's right. Let's see. Blackhawks saying we would have been loud, but maybe next time. Be loud? Yeah, it was pretty loud in there. It wasn't too bad in the NBA restaurant. Yeah, some of the rowdy Raptor freaks in the past, yeah, they could be loud. Let's just say that, yeah. Let's see. Stargate saying, I couldn't come on Saturday. My daughter had her swimming lesson and also a birthday party to attend that day. Sorry, Mo. It's all good. I mean, like I said, people got different things going on. It is going to be what it's going to be. Smooth saying, I'm not a fan of Kuminga personally. He's overrated because he plays for the Warriors, in my opinion. Yeah, I will agree with this. I'm going to give Reggie a dunk because I feel like that's exactly true. In some ways, he is overrated. Our guys are underrated because they get underappreciated, but the Warriors get an uptick. And in some ways, that's exactly why I don't respect Draymond or Clay as much as everybody else, because it's exactly that, what he just said. They are getting an uptick on who they are. All right. Wow. Smooth is at 142 dunks at this point. Holy cow. He's the leader right now. Crazy. That's high. Yeah. Let's see. Randolph's here. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Your opportunity is right before you grab hold of it and do great exploits. I love that. That's a great, encouraging word of wisdom. Often from Randolph, we get that kind of word of wisdom. We're saying, don't give up on your dreams. Keep going. You can utilize your opportunities in front of you to make good things happen and be a good person. Blessings to the Phillips family and all the Raptor Freak families. I love that. I love that so much. Like I was saying, woo, Mo got her scream on for every present. Now that's excitement. Yeah, she was squealing. She was squealing in delight when she saw Adriana found these cards on Etsy or whatever. And they were very specialized cards. One of them had Scotty Barnes on it, and it said, have a hoopy birthday. And then the other one had Fred on it, and it said, bet on yourself, happy birthday. And they were just really cute cards. They're specialty cards that, like, I'm sure she really loved the cards just as much as the present. So yeah, these cards were cool. You can find them on Etsy. Adriana is amazing that she found these cards, and you guys might want to get them for somebody that you know. So look for Raptors cards on there. They're special cards that have our Raptors on them in animation. They're pretty cool, man. Very, very cool. Seymour saying, good seeing James Johnson get some run. Yeah, that was fun last night. James Johnson, we did the Share the Love Club for him on Saturday, and then Sunday he got out there and got to play. It was funny, man. He was very like, all right, because he has all the time in the world, it's garbage time, and he has 6 fouls. He didn't care. He was hitting everybody. It was hilarious. It was like foul on James Johnson, and then he got a basket, and he had like a nice little take move, a little bit of woo woo, and ran around and laid it up. Yeah, there was a little bit of battling between him and the Williams guy. The other Jalen Williams that came off the bench and hit the three, the Vietnamese Jalen Williams. So there was a little bit of weird battling with James Johnson and him at the end of the game. But that was cool to see him get out there. I don't know how often James Johnson's played in the finals. If that was the first time James Johnson ever played in a finals game, well, that's a beautiful, sweet moment for him after so many years in the league, 16 years in the league, to play in a finals game for the first time. I think that was maybe the first time he's ever played in the finals. I'm not totally sure, though. And then, of course, Johnny Furpey got in there too. He got to play a little bit at the end there too. But yeah, pretty cool to see them clear the benches, and some guys got finals minutes for the first time in their young careers. But yeah, James Johnson was hilarious, man. Like I said, he utilized his fouls, and he was not afraid. He's like, yeah, what do I care? I'll foul everybody out here. Am I going to foul out in 2 minutes? No. I can get 6 fouls in a certain period of time, but I'm not going to probably foul out. That's right. Pretty funny. Blackhawk saying, all is forgiven, Stargate. You just got to say 2 Hail Marys and 1 Our Father. It was funny. I was talking to the Giants Africa ladies, and I was saying, yeah, whatever you guys do this summer, tell Masai we trust in him. We don't care what he does because he's done such a good job. And that's what she said. She said, trust in Masai. And I said, yep, that's what we do. And she said, yep, we do that too in our office. That's what she said. At Giants in Africa, we trust in Masai there too. I thought that was funny when she said that. I was like, it was pretty good. Yeah, let's see. Fiercey saying Kuminga fell out of the rotation probably since Butler came on board, but Kuminga was struggling the last months of the season. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I guess Jimmy Butler would displace him from some of his main time in the rotation. Yeah, that's an upgrade. I mean, obviously that's an upgrade. And Jimmy kind of saved their season by the end of the season. So that's kind of a red flag on getting Jonathan. That Jimmy Butler come in, he's a big uptick, and the Warriors do way better when he's less played and Jimmy Butler's played more. That's a little bit of a red flag on him. I'm just going to say, yeah. Smooth saying, I really do want to meet all of you guys and ladies. I'll be at one of these meetings soon. Yeah, Neil's been very consistent. This is Reggie. Yeah, Reggie. But Neil's been very consistent in coming to the Raptor Freak Hangouts the last few. Like, it's been really awesome. Neil's come to the last 3, and I appreciate that about you, Blackhawk. And yeah, you guys be like Neil. Come to the more of them, Smooth. And yeah, you guys come down there. Yeah, cock that joint and bang on them. Yeah, there was a dunk like that last night at one point. Who did that dunk? I was like, he just did the James Johnson dunk. I think it was one of the Thunder, though. I don't think it was a Pacer. But yeah, somebody cocked that joint and banged on them in the game last night. I don't remember who it was though. I was like, damn, they did the James Johnson dunk in the middle of the game because they had somebody underneath them. They brought it back like this, but it wasn't James Johnson that did it. I'm trying to remember who it was. Was it Toppin? Or was it somebody on the Thunder? I want to say it was one of those guys. There was one really good dunk in the game. That's Wayne and I saying there's no dunks, but there was one. And it was kind of when the game had deteriorated into the garbage time, and somebody got one of those kind of dunks in. Yeah. Seymour saying, why the fuck is Thomas Bryant chucking up threes? Well, in the last round against the Knicks, it was very beneficial. He had some huge threes that helped them beat New York in one of the last games they played against them. It's weird. I know. It's like Thomas Bryant got acquired by the Pacers in the middle of the season, and he didn't play a whole lot during the regular season, but obviously they got him on this team to help them in the playoffs with size. And the thing is, he was on that run with the Nuggets a couple years ago. He's a champion from the Denver Nuggets. That he has some of that finals experience that really helps in this situation, kind of like Siakam. So I feel like that's part of it. I think that he's been a great player for them, and it's been absolutely necessary. And especially if they're going to put Hartenstein and Holmgren out there together in the next few games, they're going to have to play Thomas Bryant more off the bench. And I think he's been solid. He's been very, very solid. It's funny, man, because I always think of Thomas Bryant from the Rico Hines runs and seeing him run with the Raptors and all those years on that. And it's kind of cool that he's on the team with Siakam at this point because they were going at each other a lot at Rico Hines in summers past. And now they get to be teammates and they're in the finals together. It's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Seymour saying it's smooth. Facts. I'm a pop up like a pimple on him too. This is the thing, man. If you pop up us on us like a pimple, we want some warning because you're coming from out of town. You're exactly one of these people I'm talking about. If you come back to Toronto from Calgary to visit, you better tell us ahead of time and not just sneak in here at the last second because I won't be able to organize anything for you, man. That's right. Seymour saying, Lex, Chet killed Wembanyama in the youth under 16 Worlds tournament. Chet is the Wemby killer. Yeah, I don't know about that. I won't get behind any pro Chet stuff. I'm sorry. I'm a hater like that. I really am. That man's goofy to me. In some ways, he doesn't make total sense to me as an NBA player. I'm not enchanted with him. I think that he's weird. And I think that in some ways, he's just the newest version of Sean Bradley. That's what I think he is in some ways. I know I'm insulting him, and that's on purpose. Yeah, I think he's like this generation's Sean Bradley. And that's what I say to that. Black Guy saying Thomas Bryant is a poor defender. He needs to clean up his act. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, man, in some ways, I mean, I guess that's somewhat fair, but he's rebounding. That's the big thing. He's rebounding. Stargate saying, here's the issue with a lot of the teams in the league right now. They forego your talent development for perceived instant success. They want to microwave the thing and to not slow roast in the barbecue pit. Yeah, I totally see what you're saying there. We got barbecue going here, and we're slow roasting it. But yeah, I totally get it. Some people, the fans demand success as soon as possible. And sometimes the front offices and the teams want to give the fans what they want, but they're not on the right schedule and they're rushing things. And it doesn't work that way. I think the Knicks are a perfect example of this over and over again for a long, long time. They try to rush towards the championship and they mess up and they never get there. So yeah, good things take some time. And this is just the truth. You got to season your team with experience over the years and come up the escalator of the NBA's teams. And over time, you will be at the top and holding that Larry O'Brien if you do it right. But yeah, no quick fixes, no easy shortcuts. And too many teams think that. They really do. Wayne saying, what's your take on the coaching last night, Lex? Try and separate the player's performance if you can from the coach's strategy. It might be difficult. Not a fan of OKC's coach. He's just got a good team. Yeah, I think that he's been kind of a fool this series so far. And listen, if he doesn't go back to that double bigs, I was shocked. And this may be just stubbornness by Mark Dagnall that he started Cason Wallace again in this game. Because he didn't get the right result in the first game, but he did it again stubbornly. And I'm not even sure why he's doing that, because when he did play the two bigs, they were very overpowering. And Oklahoma City kind of busted the game open at that moment when Isaiah was playing next to Chet. So in some ways, I'm like, Mark Dagnall, you're an idiot. Why aren't you doing this more and using this advantage against them? maybe because Rick Carlisle knows the antidote for two bigs like that, and his team is talented enough and moving the ball around that they can beat them. Maybe that's why. And maybe that's why Mark will not do it regularly. But I'm questioning why he's not. Because in some ways, that seems like the easy thing. You play bigger players in basketball, you usually win. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. All right, let me get some water for a second. I think Carlisle's been fantastic. But Dagnall, yeah, a little suspicious is what I'll say, Wayne. Stargate saying, remember how terrible OKC Thunder were a few years ago? They were bad. Look at them now. Yeah. And I could see a similar kind of climb with the Raptors. Pistons are on a climb up from being very bad to the flip from the year before this year into this year was very, very impressive. And I'm hoping the Raptors will have a similar thing coming up this year, where it's like they look like they're one of the worst teams with only 30 wins, and all of a sudden we're a playoff team bona fide like Detroit. That's what I want to see. Yeah. Kaloy saying, morning, Lex and Rat Freak family. Happy birthday, Mo. Yeah, her birthday's tomorrow. Yeah. And Seymour saying, Chet did the James Johnson dunk, Lex, on Wemby. Well, that's sizzle. Does that win? I don't know. It may be impressive for bragging rights and stuff like that. But see, I'm a Spurs fan more than a Thunder fan. And I'm definitely more of a Victor fan than a Chet fan. So, yeah, we can be on opposite sides of this. And in some ways, I'm never going to be pro Holmgren, just so you know. I'm not. I'll admit I'm unabashedly a hater of him. He annoys the hell out of me because I'm like, I see who he is and his body. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you do certain things to help yourself be a better player even further? Because I don't know, man. Why is he so skinny? Seriously, why is he so skinny? Why can't he build a little bit of strength on him? And honestly, like I said, his fundamentals are horrible. He's not a good fundamental player. He may have a lot of gifts because he's lanky and long and he can shoot a three and he can block shots. But you know what? That one block he got, that was goaltending. The ball was on his way down and he shouldn't have gotten a block on that. That ball was on its way down and it was very close. There was some calls like they were missing. There was a backcourt that Indiana had that they let go, but then they got the one on Halliburton, and that was really bad play too. Like, you really got to know the dimensions of court, Tyrese. You're in the finals, man, and getting a backcourt from putting your heel on the half court line, that really was not good. And honestly, I mean, guess I should give some credit to the pressure of Caruso and Dort and SGA for why that happened. But still, yeah. OKC's coach is okay. He just looks like amateur next to Carlisle. That's probably true. That's probably true right there. All right. Glad to see that the chat was here. Let's do the classic card. And today we're doing a weird one, guys. We're doing another team card. And basically what I'm going to need y'all to do is tell me who was on this team in 1990. Basically. And here's the team. This today's team. Who was on the Clippers in 1990? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 players and the coach. So 12 answers. And we can get a lot of points from this. So it's going to be, I got to keep track of who's getting what points. It may be a little tough. So yeah, who's on this team? Let's see if the name's on here. Ken Norman. Man, I need my glasses. What's going on? Yeah, Ken Norman's on here. Smooth, you got it. Hang on. Let me see. Ken Norman, you got one, Smooth. Ken Norman's on there. Yeah. Let me see. All right, I need my glasses. I'm getting older, I guess. You're saying, who did you retract? Elton Brand? No, Elton Brand's not on here, but don't worry about it, Stargate. It's all right. You get one strike, though. Benoit Benjamin. Yeah, he's on here. Smooth, you can get that one. That's 2. So we still got 10 names on here. Do you know the coach? Chuck Shue is the coach? No. It's his first name. It starts with SH. His last name starts with SHU, but it's not a Shue. Who was on the team in 1990? This team. Who was on this team? We're answering. All of the players on here are on the back of the card. And this is a deluxe classic card where 12 answers will get you points. And 2 of them are already gotten by Reggie. You got Ken Norman and Benoit Benjamin. Yeah, you got to use the washroom. Michael Olowokandi. That's a good guess. Unfortunately, he is not on here, Seymour. He is not on this team. But you guys, I can start giving you guesses. I mean, clues. One of the players on here is the father of the point guard of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, one of the players on here is the father of the point guard of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Reggie Theus is not on here, Stargate. He's not on here. Also, we've got the father of a former two-way and maybe one of the top draft picks in this draft is on here. Winston Garland is Darius Garland's father. He is on here. Yes, Darius Garland. Winston Garland's on here. So Smooth's got 3 now. Sam Cassell is not on this list. There is a player on here has the initials GG. Ron Harper Sr. is on this list. Kaloy is going to get Ron Harper Sr. So we got 3 for Reggie, 1 for Kaloy. Greg Butler. No Greg Butler. Sorry, Slug Deezy. There's a guy on here who was a big-time Kansas Jayhawk who came to, and he was one of the main important Clippers at this time, who was on blast at that time. There's also a guy whose nickname was, oh, yeah, you guys already got Ken Norman, right? Yeah, you got Ken Norman already. I should just write on the card. I don't care. I'll put a smooth. And then who got Ron Harper? That was Carlo. Okay. Let's see. Olden Polonese. No, he's not on here. The backup center for this team, his last name is another word for a staircase. You know, it's kind of a weird one. Danny Manning is on here. Yeah, Stargate, you'll get Danny Manning. Danny Manning is the Kansas Jayhawk I was talking about. It's on this list. Corey Maggette. No Corey Maggette, guys. Sorry, he's not on here. One of these players played for the Knicks in the playoffs from the Clippers. And he's fairly well known. He's showed up in the background on a couple of the classic cards that we've had on here. One of these players was on UCLA. He was a very famous college scorer, but not as big a player in the NBA. Benoit Benjamin was answered already by Smooth, but he is on this list, but it's not here. Michael Cage, that's a good guess. No Michael Cage on here. What's another name for a staircase? Charles Smith is right, Slug. You got Charles Smith of the New York Knicks. He was on the Clippers at this time. Ed O'Bannon is not right. He's not on here. There's a guy on here whose initials are GG. If you know the player that played for the Clippers who had the initials GG, that will help you. Also, there's a guy on here whose first name is the cat that was with Jerry. And his last name, I guess I don't know how to say it. It starts with a G. Ed O'Bannon? No Ed O'Bannon. Charles Smith is yes. Danny Manning, yes. Benoit Benjamin, yes. Ken Norman, yes. Winston Garland, yes. Ron Harper Sr., yes. This is the team. Ken Bannister, that's right. That is the other name for a staircase, is a banister. And Slug Deezy's got Ken Bannister, the backup center. Think of UCLA, all-time scoring, crazy good college player. Wasn't so good in the NBA. Who was that UCLA standout that came in? Gary Grant is right. Seymour, you got Gary Grant, the GG. That is who the GG is. Gary Grant was the point guard. That's right. We're figuring this out. Oh, Slug Deezy came in and got it. I'm sorry. I just saw Slug got it ahead of you. It is Gary Grant. Gary Grant. I'm sorry, Seymour. You're almost there. Almost there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more answers still, guys, including the coach. If you can name the coach for the Clippers at this time in 1990. And who's the UCLA standout that scored so many points? I think he had like 100-point game in college once. He was such a good scorer. Well, he wasn't on UCLA. Was he on Loyola? He was on Loyola Marymount, I think. Yeah, he was on a team with Hank Gathers. That I was messing up. I was saying UCLA. No, this guy was on Loyola, this great scorer who was really good in college. And in some ways, he had the same first name as the multi-sport star Jackson. There you go. Bo Kimball is the right answer. Stargate's getting Bo Kimball. And you got the coach, Slug Deezy. It is Mike Schuler. Mike Schuler is the coach. Now we have 2 more players, and they've got weird normal names. One of them, their first name is what's a good way to say this one? He has the same first name as the actor Goldblum, and his last name is the same last name as Kenyon of the NBA. So that could give you that. Their first name is the same first name as the actor Goldblum, and their last name is the same as Kenyon of NBA fame. Kenyon, yeah, that'll tell you. Jeff Martin. Yep, Slug's got that. Jeff Martin is on here. And then the last one, his first name is the cat that was with Jerry, and his last name starts with a G. I don't really know how to do that one. Yeah. Donald Effin Sterling. Yeah, this is a Donald Sterling team for sure. For sure. Man, lots of points for the classic card today. Then these will all be worth 100 each, man. So this is a cleanup day. This is a really good day for getting a lot of points right at the end. The last name on here, his first name is the cat that was with Jerry. Tom Garrick. There you go. There you go, Slug Easy. You got it. Tom Garrick. Yeah, there's the list right there of everybody that was on this team. Benoit Benjamin, Winston Garland, Tom Garrick, Gary Grant, Ron Harper Sr., Danny Manning, Jeff Martin, Ken Norman, Charles Smith, Bo Kimball, Ken Bannister, and Mike Schuler. And yeah, there you go, guys. It's the Clippers. Skybox card. Yeah, good job, man. I'm proud of you guys getting them all. It's tough. Tom Gugliotta. Yeah, I guess it could have been Tom Gugliotta, but it wasn't. All right, let me put it on the classic card that we had the LA Clippers as a team in 1990s. And yeah, you guys clipped them all up. It's very good. Miscellaneous is going to what it says here. And yeah, it'll be 100 each for each card. Okay. Moving right along. All right. Let's see. What is next? We're getting close to being done, honestly. We're just over an hour. Okay. Let me see. What's on my tab still? That's not that important. Let's see. That's not that important either. So yeah, just the birthdays. Yeah, I did everything. So we're good, man. I guess we can finish up, guys, unless you want to see so. Yeah, so we had a great time on Saturday. Monique's birthday party was fantastic. And you know, I hope everybody can come next time. You know, it seems like it might be an annual thing that we do. The next one will be the third annual Monique Lawrence birthday party at the NBA restaurant, possibly. So maybe do that again. Yeah. Gugliotta had so much hype coming in. Tom Gugliotta was a pretty good player in the NBA. He did all right. Not gonna lie. I don't hate on him. He wasn't a bona fide huge star, but he was a solid player. And some of those years on Washington, he averaged about 10, 20 points a game. So he had his time. But yeah, he was definitely a hyped player coming out of college, maybe a little overhyped. That's right. A little overhyped. All right, let's do the wrap up. The Thunder, even the series against the Pacers last night with a good win, 123 to 107. Yeah, Siakam, 15 points. Didn't shoot that well, but he had some great offensive rebounds. And Halliburton showed up just too late. Just too late. Miles Turner was pretty good. Now, Obi Toppin, man, you can't go 1 for 8, man. Your team needs you. TJ McConnell really impresses me. Let's just put it that way. And on the other side, SGA, very quiet 34. Honestly, he went about his business very directly and very well. And huge game from Wiggins off the bench. He was absolutely key for them to do what they did. A plus 24 with 18 points on 6 of 11 shooting, 5 of 8 from 3. And then Caruso, wow, 6 of 11 with 20 points. And he was a menace out there, really bugging everybody in major ways. So yeah, good job by the Thunder to even the series. They needed to. If they're going to lose that game last night, well, it's going to be problems. Really big, serious problems. That's right. Stargate saying Hank Gathers was one of 2 players I saw in college that I immediately thought was NBA ready. The other was Shaq. Yeah, it's a real tragedy what happened to Hank Gathers for sure. A very much a major tragedy. You know, him, Len Bias, Reggie Lewis. These are players that were way too young when they died. Way too young. And even Bobby Phills, if you think about what happened with him, man. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody watching the Monday moment for today and playing a couple of things that we did, the card and also the card pack we opened up, man. Like I said, if there's any of these cards y'all are interested in getting, I got them for the next Raptor Freak Hangout, which we'll see. It may be in August, guys. We may be doing something in August around my birthday, honestly, because I'm going to be turning 50. And maybe we'll do a 50th birthday party for me somehow, somewhere. All right, everybody, have a great day. I'll be back for Tuesday trivia. Get your trivia caps on because I'll come back with 17 questions for you guys tomorrow morning at 9:30. Let's go, Raptors. And yeah, let's keep positive in this crazy world. and do the good things you can do in your own area of your life to promote good and decency and what's right in this world. There's a lot of people overstepping and being selfish and taking things that are not right and just. And democracy's in trouble. And well, we want to protect freedom and being free people. We need to fight against tyrants. That's just the damn truth. And well, in some ways, this doesn't happen easy. We need to be a little bit out of our comfort zone if we're going to do this correctly. And, that's the thing. These people that are out in the streets in LA, these are not rioters. These are not people that are criminals. These are not people that are awful or wrong, even if the media paints them like that. The media is compromised. Know the truth. These are ordinary citizens like you and I that are out there fighting for the rights of people. And they are the good guys. The bad guys are the ones that are being hired by ICE that are actually on the down low racist groups. They're just being deputized to come in there, and they have no training, and they gleefully get off on punishing and hurting people. And, the same thing for this National Guard that's getting called in. Apparently, those Marines that are on call to come in are not trained very well. They're from the training center. And to me, that smacks of Donald Trump fast tracking a bunch of white supremacists and idiots to give them deputized so they can go out and be fascist. So either way, do not fall for the bullshit from the media. The media is trying to paint the people in the streets that are protesting as rioters and criminals. That is not the truth. This whole thing got elevated and executed to a certain level of violence and weirdness when Trump threw the gas on the fire. And it's not the protesters. The protesters peacefully protest is getting agitated by violent people that are not good people that are acting like they're National Guard. And honestly, they're barely trained to be National Guard. And they shouldn't even be wearing the uniforms. Seriously. So that's what I'm saying right there, man. Kaloy saying, kudos to our Los Angeles brothers and sisters fighting fascism. That's right. And in some ways, that fight hopefully will never, ever come here. But if it does, we need to be vigilant and ready too. And that's the thing, man. Our country has people making power grabs too. Doug Ford just passed a bill that's absolutely undemocratic and does not treat the treaties that we already have pre-established fairly. And in some ways is very dictatorial also. There's a lot of people that are in positions of politic power that are not listening to their constituents, and they're acting like dictators at this point. And Doug Ford's one of them, Danielle Smith's one of them, and Donald Trump is damn for sure one of them. And these are the same kind of people that are acting like Vladimir Putin. That's what the kind of stuff Putin would be doing. So we need to be vigilant. And in some ways, we need to reject these kind of leaders going forward if we want to really clean fascism out on this continent. And in some ways, there's already overtures. Well, if he's going to deploy the military against people now, he's going to do stuff like other dictators have to intimidate people from voting. And he's going to try and stay in power in every kind of possible way, just like Banana Republic dictator in Central America, or somebody like Vladimir Putin, who kills all of his political dissidents and disagreeers that don't agree with him. He kills them, basically. So are we going to get to that point in the United States, you idiots down there? You guys want to be freedom and democracy? Well, you're not. You're not right now. You're bought and sold and paid for by the corporations, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So if you don't like that, you don't like me saying that, well, do something about it and continue to do what you're doing, people that are in the streets fighting for freedom. Seriously, we see you. You're the heroes. You're the heroes. That's right. Yeah, it wasn't the official U.S. military out there. No, these are fast-tracked racists and fascists that are just biting at the chomp to beat up Hispanic people and other people that are out there. They just want a license to beat people up. And honestly, they film all of it. And, this is the crazy thing. They're starting to release all these people from January 6th and treat them like heroes and give them payouts. So this is the thing. He's only cares about if you're for him and kiss his ass. If you're against him, he'll punish the hell out of you. But if you're going to go and do criminal things in his name, he will protect you, is basically what Donald Trump is doing right now. And it's messed up, man. It's messed up. Yeah. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys, and keep knowing the truth, and don't ever let them snowball you and make you think that their reality is true. It's not. And they're really going to try and force that more and more with social media and the mainstream media bought and paid for, because honestly, Zuckerberg, he's in Trump's hands. And, the mainstream media is not factual anymore. They are not. They're paid for, bought and paid for. And that's it right there. Stargate saying there's too much non-Caucasians in the U.S. military, so it may backfire on Donnie. That's important, and that will help. That will help. And he's pissing all kinds of people off. I mean, it doesn't help that you want to race contributions to the military from gay people and black people and indigenous people and Asian people and all these other people. I've heard this story that they went and took a guy who helped in Afghanistan. He helped the U.S. Army as an interpreter, and in some ways, he's very much put himself in a lot of risk in his own country with the Taliban by helping the United States as an interpreter. Well, Trump's America has come to this guy who had a special status of being in the United States for his safety and for his good duty of helping the U.S. government and the military in Afghanistan. Well, they told him he's an illegal and they're going to deport him back to Afghanistan. So what do you think is going to happen to him? A man that did everything he could to help save American soldiers' lives in Afghanistan, putting his own life on the line. That's selling our allies out. And that's a horrible look that they give special status to a man from Afghanistan that actually helped the U.S. Army. And now they're turning around saying, no, we don't care. This is different. You're revoked and you're going to have to go back. You just gave that man a death sentence. Idiots. So, yeah, there's no respect for anything right now as far as with the White House. No respect. That's right. Black and Hispanics make up a huge percentage. Yeah, and that's why in some ways it may be that they need to divide that military up with the right, just U.S. military, the real people of the United States, against the MAGA fascist stormtroopers. And if he's going to start deputizing Proud Boys and racist white supremacist groups and giving them stars and saying, you're a marshal now and you can go and do whatever you want because you're ICE. Well, the real soldiers need to stand up and say, fuck this shit and fight back against them in the right ways. But that's the whole way it works, is MAGA wants to get in charge and have everything at their power, and then they will crush anybody who dissents. And that's dictatorship. So everybody needs to understand this. I like what you're saying, Stargate, and I hope that, saner heads prevail. And all that military training, the people, the mosaic of the United States people shows that diversity does beat against idiotic, inbred, white supremacist idiots. That will be hopefully the outcome in the end. Because once again, they're a smaller percentage of what's going on. And anybody who's a coward that joins them just because you're scared, you're fucking idiots. Because in the end, the bigger people will win. And that's the diversity of everybody from the United States. That's just the truth. So, yeah, they can go ahead and have their little Nazi parties for now. And at some point, the whole big part of the United States will come. Because rural America is turning on Trump. The farmers and people that voted for him and supported him are pissed off at him because he's very un-American right now. And this is not what they voted for. And they've been duped and they feel like idiots. So it's like even the guys that live out in the woods, in the farms, in the places that are not in the city, they are not liking Trump now because they see what this is turning into. So this is the thing. Part of it's going to be like, all right, he's starting to put military on ordinary citizens in Los Angeles. What's going to happen in the midterms when we try to come and vote a lot of his people out and put a referendum on the MAGA and that not being popular in this country, in the United States? What's going to happen? Are they going to have military guards watching people how they vote, just like Putin would do in Russia? Don't put anything past them. In some ways, I would like to believe that democracy still works and that the American people could vote out the idiots and change and get the things back on track. But honestly, once a certain amount of power is absorbed by Trump being the president, it may be really hard to shuck him out of there like an oyster. And he's going to need to be shucked out of there. Trust me. He's going to be needing that. Yeah. Wayne saying, don't depend on non-white personnel to defend the people. Non-white are fools and sellouts too. Yeah. In some ways, some people want to just belong and they'll sell out their own people. Yeah. We'll see. Let's wish for the best. And hopefully we all stay strong in the resistance and good things happen in the end, because this is about the future, man. And they can be short-sighted about the environment and start cutting down all the trees and strip mining everything, and it'll destroy the future for everybody for a short-term buck now. In some ways, there's a lot of fronts where this is all going wrong, honestly. All right, y'all, stay true to yourself and don't believe the hype. And seriously, you know what's right and wrong. Don't let MAGA And white supremacists tell you what the right world is, because they aren't the right world. And we know what right and wrong is. We've learned this. And in some ways, we need to be this way because the future generations don't need to be growing up indoctrinated into a MAGA world where belief is what they believe. Seriously, hold on to the truth and stay strong in resistance. Let's go, Raptor freaks. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's go, Raptors. Let's go, Raptors.